Hello and welcome. I'm Danny Darling,
I'm Jackie Blue.
And I'm Nikki Nick.
and we are the Davis Triplets, and this is the Rule of Three.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we are talking about the Oscars nominations of 2025.
These
And to get,
Finally
nominations,
came out.
girl.
it's not, yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. But first, let's talk about our favorite Oscar nominated or Oscar winning Best Picture film.
Hmm.
I'll start. My favorite is Coda. It has to be. I have
Oh,
a daughter who's hearing impaired. I've seen it at least 5 times. I wasn't expecting the movie. I didn't know what it was about the first time I saw it, and maybe that helped. But when she was singing that Motown, I was just in my feelings. It was a great Best Picture, in my opinion. And also looking at the list of Best Picture, some of them did not age well. But Coda, I think, is a timeless piece, masterpiece, I think. So, what about you, Jackie Blue?
I would say, and I love that answer for you, actually, and I love that it's a movie that deals with like ableism and looking at casting people who aren't typically,
Yeah.
abled folks. So that's wonderful. I'm gonna go with The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King.
Ugh.
2004. Honorable mention in Chicago though, because that was my jam.
Okay, I was going to say that too. So if you throw that in there, I am too.
Yeah. But I am a fantasy nut through and through. I love, love, love Tolkien. I read all the books, and this was my favorite of the three movies. And I know some people disagree with that, but I think it was the best, especially the extended edition. So, yeah, this one gives me all the feels, and it's timeless. So,
Yeah.
what do you think, Nikki Nick?
I mean, I love when she takes down the Witch King and she says, I
I
know
know,
men.
man. Mm. Oh,
Girl,
and the part at the end where he's
hey,
like, "My friends, you bow to no one."
Woo!
Oh, just take me out of here.
ugly cry for the Hobbit.
So good. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, mine's a little off the beaten path, but I'm gonna go with my favorite being The Artist from 2011.
Oh,
Oh,
Um,
silent
it was
film.
a hard choice because Moonlight is up there.
Moonlight.
But it was one of the first things I did when I moved to Queens in 2012. It was at this little independent theater that was down the street from my house, and I was so excited to be there. And I didn't really know what to expect. I'd never watched a silent film before. I
mhm.
just knew that everybody said it was good. And I remember sitting in that theater feeling all the feels, like laughing and crying and loving the little dog. And it was just a different experience, a different movie going experience,
Mhm.
very memorable, and it has a special place in my heart.
Oh, I
That's so
love that.
good. I bet you felt like you were like in another time altogether, like with the little movie theater and the
Yeah,
city and the
Mhm.
neighborhood.
yeah,
That is
it
so.
was it was very transformative, like, transported you to another place.
Mm.
I still love the artist, and the rewatchability is up there. Like I can watch it, and when I'm in bed, and the music, and
Hmm.
just the lead character, he just had that charm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it just harkened to the old times. We love old black and white movies anyway, so it was
yeah.
like just I loved it. And I know some people it is controversial for some, but not us.
Now, do you
No,
think that you could be a true film buff if you don't like black and white movies?
No,
no.
because I
No.
don't think you're giving the movies a chance. I think even with a
Yeah,
black and white movie, there is some black and white movie that is amazing, and
Yeah.
regardless of the plot or the whatever. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I think that's just not
No,
for me.
there are some Oscar movies that did not age well. Is there one on the list that you looked at and cringed at it being the best picture? Because I think that's the coolest thing about winning Best Picture is that you make it on this list where if someone wants to go watch a good film, right? Or someone
Hmm.
wants to have a conversation on a podcast, say, then they're going to go
mhm,
look at Best Picture winners of the Oscars and look at the list and reference that as the greatest films of our time, right?
Hmm.
So
right.
are there any there that you think they got completely wrong or that just didn't age well. For me, it's Crash. To me, I would kick
Oh yeah.
the list immediately. Um,
I didn't even watch that.
you did it? You never seen it?
Oh, it was. I watched it when it came out. It was not good. Yeah,
It
it
wasn't.
wasn't good.
Mm-mm.
And everyone knows that that's the one that's just like, you know,
Yikes.
the one that we don't mention. I don't know
No,
about aging well, but I think Nomadland for me was a miss.
it was always a bad choice, in my
I
opinion.
did not like that movie. And I know they, threw everything at it. There was Shakespeare in it and a baby and,
Mhm.
but girl, no.
Yeah,
I just
it was.
I couldn't wait for it to be over.
Yeah, I think it was just a missed opportunity for the other movies. I love Frances McDormand, but it
Hmm. She's
didn't.
good.
Now, I read an article also saying that Pulp Fiction should have beat out Forrest Gump.
Uh-uh. Mm-mm. I'm not
What
here
say
for that.
y'all?
I know
No,
people are on that page, but nah. I love Forrest.
that was on my list of top three.
Yeah.
I think
The
we're that
quotability of
specific
it
age,
all, the
though.
quotability alone.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
quotability. I think we
All
were the
these years
specific
later.
age that it was like that it was for. Like I think it was rated R, but I think our age group, like elder millennials in that age group, we were the ones watching it over and over again, learning it, learning
Mhm.
the quotes and taking it in our hearts along with us the rest of our lives.
And
Well,
So,
and
I think
also
also that the rating system was a little different back then. I mean, I feel like R-rated movies weren't as
mm,
bad as they are now.
it just had an F-bomb or two.
mm,
It
Yeah,
had at least one, and then it was rated R.
and
yeah.
a
But I
second.
will say
Yeah.
rewatchability also for Forrest Gump is I've shown it to my kids
Mhm.
and they love it and they watch. That's if it's on TV, TBS or whatever,
Mhm.
they're watching it because it's just that good. I don't know that I would even feel comfortable showing them Pulp Fiction even at 14. So I think there's
Yeah.
something to be said
And
with.
even my best good friend Armando, he loves that movie. He quotes it just as much as I do. I'm his Jenny. He's my worst.
Yeah,
We're like peas and carrots, and he's like 30 years older than me.
yeah.
So
I think
it's
it's for
it
the culture.
Against the
It's
yeah.
generation.
mhm.
Yeah,
But
The
my
absolutely.
Green
pick
Book.
for not standing or not belonging on the list, because I don't know about standing the test of time. I didn't think it was that great when it won Argo.
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah.
I thought it was a cool, I might have to disagree with you there because I thought you were gonna say something like Million Dollar Baby, which was good at the time, but with Argo, it was a heist and I thought it was a pretty cool how they pulled it off. Like whenever you have something that people aren't expecting or
Yeah.
they get away with it and you're on the edge of your seat, like usually a thriller doesn't win like
But
that.
it was a heist, like just
Yeah.
like any other heist movie.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not my favorite heist movie. Ben
Mm.
Affleck's not my favorite actor. And I thought, the whole Argo fuck yourself was just kind of stupid. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I mean, a lot of them aren't great or maybe shouldn't have won, but I think also we have to think about what it was up against that year. I think it
Yeah,
might have been the best of what was out. It just wasn't a great year for movies. You have to
yeah.
consider it might have been a weak year. And I still think it ages all right. I think in terms of aging well, it's like if it's a good movie, great.
Relevant.
But if it's
Yeah.
like cringe because it's got some element that's just like totally not okay now, is when you have the, unwatchability. And
Like Hillary Swank winning for Boys Don't Cry.
Yeah,
mm,
that's true. So now the one for this year, we do not have that problem because it is a robust year of stiff competition.
It
mm-hmm,
is
We're going to discuss the movie that might be the next one on the list of Oscar winners,
for sure.
Best Picture,
Yeah,
and the nominees for Best Picture that they just announced yesterday are
yeah.
Honora the Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Amelia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, and The Substance.
And Wicked.
Oh, Wicked.
No. Is Wicked on there?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say
Laura, The Brutalist,
Wicked.
The Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, I'm
That's
Still Here,
nine. Yep, you're
Boys,
right. Wicked
The
is the
Substance,
last
and
one.
Wicked.
Yep.
Girl, they weren't gonna not put Wicked.
Right.
I was like, Wicked got snubbed.
My
No,
cut and paste cut a little too much,
there's
but
no way, no how.
not
Not no way.
know how.
Not no how.
Uh,
Uh,
So, what do you think about this list? Out of this list, it's a long one of 10 movies, 10 films per se. What is your favorite? Not what do you think is going to win? Which one is your favorite of these movies? Nick, you
that
want to
we've
pick it up?
seen. I can't speak on I'm Still Here or The Brutalist because I have not seen those.
Right.
You saw Complete Unknown?
I did. I saw Nickel Boys too. I went to go see Sing Sing.
Wow, well done.
Thank you.
What's your favorite out of
I
all these?
still don't know.
Okay, Nick,
uh,
let's go to
I,
you and let Jackie think about it because
yeah, I
you've
need to
seen so
think.
many.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Um, I'm gonna be completely honest. I think Conclave was my favorite out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like just as far as likability,
Mm-hmm.
and would I watch it again and get to see different things in it? I love those kind of like slow, quiet movies with the sensitive acting interpretations. And I don't know, the red robes, the whole Vatican thing. I love stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
It's
gonna go
right
with
up your
Conclave.
it's right up your street.
Right up my alley.
If I had to guess which one was being your favorite, I would guess that one because that's totally like historical,
Mm-hmm.
visually stunning, all the politics of it. It's very Nicky Nick pick. So
Yeah.
Well, it's not actually historical because it does take place today, but there is a
Right.
time
But
where some.
I actually watched a docu-series about all the popes, and it went like down along from the very beginning of how they all got, they were two popes at one time, sometimes three, they got assassinated. Like those conclaves were crazy.
Intense,
Yeah.
for
So
sure.
it's not historical,
overview.
but it addresses history in the way that they get the process so, spot on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Well,
Mhm.
I think you guys know my fave. I think it's
Honora. Yeah.
yes. Nora is still my favorite out of these. I just think the story of possible rags to riches, back to rags is great. And I think that it's just a moving picture. The ending did it for me, the beginning. I love the tinsel in her hair so much. There's nothing I didn't love. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that with my locks. Stay tuned. But what about for you, Jack?
Off this list, I think it's gonna be probably a tie between Honora and Wicked.
Okay. Hmm.
Um, but if I had to name one, uh, I'd probably. It's tough. It's tough. I
Pick
think I'd
one.
say
Pick
Wicked.
one.
I'd
It's
Pick
say
one.
Wicked.
pick one. You want to pick Nora.
I do want to pick a Nora.
Let's pick
But
it.
Wicked, the singing is so good. And I think it's just the colors and something about it. So it's hard, but I think I'm rooting for Nora more because Wicked's it has a part two. So I'm gonna
Right.
go with
Yeah.
Nora. Yep.
Nora. Okay. All right.
I'm
And
surprised Substance made the list.
You're
you don't think
surprised?
it should have?
I'm surprised, yeah, that they liked it that much. I mean, it's one thing to nominate Demi for Best Actress, like we saw that coming, but the movie for Best Picture, I didn't see that coming.
Oh, I did. I think that with Coralie Fargia, the
Hmm.
director, they wanted to nominate her too as like the female international director. So that checked two boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
instead of Ramel Ross, who would have been, a director of color, but also he's not a man, or he's a man, and also he's not international. So I think it was between them two, and the fact that they like her so much too, I think was kind of a hint at how well.
Well, and the way they push the film, they said it's gory. It doesn't usually, get much, horror doesn't do well traditionally in, the Oscars. But once you buy in, you buy in. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's the kind of thing where either nobody bought into it and she didn't get nominated, or they saw the Oscars speech and were like, oh, that's cute, but no. Or
Mhm.
they buy in all the way and they say, okay, the screenplay is good because the
Mhm.
director wrote the screenplay and directed it. Then you have to take the whole movie for what it is and say, it was really good. And
Mhm.
we
yeah,
should honor the director. And I believe it's nominated for Best Original Screenplay too, which
Yeah.
checks out when there's a film that they're considering for Best Picture.
Yeah.
yeah.
They want to look at the different elements. So I think that makes sense to me once they
Mhm.
kind of started leaning more and getting more interested in Demi. I think the
Mhm.
movie was ultimately going to benefit from that. It doesn't always happen like that, but
Mhm.
in this case, with everything that was going against it in the first place, I thought it made sense, but
It didn't happen for Maria, so
it did not.
Oh well,
I'm a
and
little disappointed, but I know she can win another Oscar
She can.
sometime.
She'll do
she
another one.
can. I think she's got to get past this Brad Pitt stuff because I think a lot of it's her reputation and the whole Vineyard stuff with Miraval, and a lot of people are Team Brad these days. But
Well, they settled and sold, so maybe by the time the next film came around,
things will
he
be,
might
yeah.
be.
And I also think maybe
I
she
think
was
that's kind of
trying to.
unfair, though. I mean,
I
to be
mean,
honest,
Hollywood ain't
why
fair.
everybody Team Brad because he's cooler?
No. I think because she sold the vineyard when she wasn't supposed to.
Mm,
And everybody knew that was his baby.
Well, either way. So
Yeah.
now that we've said what our favorite films are,
Hmm.
which one do you think will win? If you had to put money on it, if you're placing your bets tonight,
Oof.
film is taking away Best Picture.
Emilia Perez.
You think?
Yuck. I think it could too.
No.
I mean, if
So,
I have to put money on it, I might go with Amelia Perez because these people have drank the Kool-Aid and they're just
Really?
following like sheep. Yeah, I think
yeah.
it could really win. I think
Didn't it
what
win the Golden Globes?
Yeah.
yep,
That doesn't mean anything because
it doesn't.
Challengers won for best motion picture soundtrack
But
and
what it matters for is the optics of Hollywood. So Hollywood is a bubble, and all of these people voting, they don't care about the online backlash and all the issues with Amelia Perez that people are raising about the not great trans representation and the holes, the plot lines, and the bad singing.
Not
And
great
and
representation of the country, Mexico
right.
in
Nobody on
general.
the cast or crew at all was Mexican. But they
yeah.
don't care about that. What they are seeing are the optics that it won the Golden Globes and that everybody thinks it's amazing. And this trans actress is the first to get nominated. So at this point, it's a runaway train,
Yeah.
kind of like Green Book.
That's
Mhm.
why I picked it.
Yeah,
Whether or not I like the idea, I think it could win.
that might
I
be.
think though that looking at the most recent US election, when people get in that booth, they make a different decision. And sometimes it's not what is politically correct or any of that. And for that reason, I think Honora might pull out the win.
I think Honora could.
You
I
first
think
place in bets, you'd pick Nora?
Yeah, I think that Amelia Perez will take votes from Wicked. I think that the other movies that pull, two musicals, I think there's movies that will pull people in different directions, and then Amelia or Honora will pull ahead because a lot of people will just be like, okay, well, these two musicals, these two, movies about, you know, for some reason, I kind of feel like it's just people are going to opt into what they enjoyed more.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm not sure people enjoyed Honora as much as we did. I mean, it's about a sex worker. It's kind of grim for the first, I mean, it's not like these
Agree.
older, stodgy old people who are voting for this are going to connect to it the way we do. We're females, you know. And so
Hmm.
I wonder if it's strong enough to be like, in order to win, it would need to be a lot of people's number two or number three, one, two, or three.
If they do the
And
okay.
I can see it being there, but I could see a complete unknown
Mhm.
also sneaking in, and
Mhm.
I could see Conclave or the Brutalist. I think
Yeah.
those
I
four
think
would
the
probably
brutalist will struggle. Someone told me, or I saw an article that there was AI used
for
to
his accent.
his accent to
Yes, girl.
make it more authentic. If you're using AI, then come
It's
on,
not acting skill.
you don't deserve
Right.
that Oscar.
Where is your Hungarian accent? If it's as bad as mine, you shouldn't get to win because they
No,
doctored it up.
and you shouldn't have got
Um,
the role, okay? You shouldn't have got the role in the
no,
first place.
no, and actually, the director came out with this note about how much AI is used in all the productions these days, and like this isn't unheard of, but it's too late. I
Oh,
think, yeah, I think that's going to hurt his
The Brutalist.
chances of
yeah.
winning, but
Oh
I'm
my
not sure
God.
about Best Picture. That's kind of different, but it's also too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too
And
long.
it's very self-important and too long. And it's trying to just t go from the playbook of other films that kind of basically bank on people's trauma at re
Hmm.
watching the film, being like, oh my gosh, I'm so traumatized, so I'm going to vote for this. But I
But
was
usually,
asking before, the voting process, is it list voting?
yeah, it's preferential ballot. So it's rank style. So you want to put the one that if you're voting, if I'm voting, I'm putting the one that I think is going to get the most votes that I don't want to win last. So I would put Amelia Perez last.
Got it.
And then you want to put up top the movies you really, really want to see win. So I would put Honora and then maybe a complete unknown.
Was it really good?
I liked the music. I mean, I hate to say because I'm a musician, but I like the complete unknown. And honestly, everybody did what needed to be done.
Okay.
Okay. All of the acting, all of the singing. I have never heard Edward Norton sing, but he just was so different than his normal self as Pete Seeger. It was almost like this random, like Mr. Rogers type
Oh,
vibe
Mhm.
okay.
from him because Pete
But
Seeger
what
was
was
like
the
this.
hesitation about admitting that you liked it?
I don't know if there was one. I feel bad that I'm biased towards the musicals,
Oh,
you know,
Yeah.
but I am,
Well
and
done.
that's
If
just,
it was done, well done.
it was well done. Timothy Chalamet, he did a lot of singing. He sang well, and my husband said he knows all these recordings and backwards and forwards, and he said he got every nuance, every inflection, you know, and he's really, really singing. So I think that's different than Angie, where you could tell she wasn't singing all of that. You could hear Maria Callas in the mix.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing with the Brutalist. Like if you're not like singing, but you got these other people, you got Cynthia Erivo singing the house down boots, baby.
Yeah.
You also got Monica, is it Monica Barbaro
Mhm.
from The Complete Unknown? She snuck in there on Best Supporting.
was she Joan Baez?
Yes, and
Nailed it.
she sang beautifully. Now, the
Mm.
high highs, I still prefer Joan, and that's the case with Ariana too, with Kristen and Ariana. But you know, a lot of these people who made it are singing, okay, and that's why I think you know
But
uh, it's in a
what
good
do you
position
think
to
will
win.
win?
Hmm?
If you had to put money down today,
Me?
No, for Nick. You said either a
Nikki said
complete.
Amelia Perez.
Really?
That's
Yeah,
what
I
she
said
said.
New York first.
Oh,
Because she
even
don't
if
want to lose
you
no
don't want
money.
it to win.
No, I don't want it to win, but I think it could.
In my view, the movie that has the most passion behind it tends to win, unless there is just like a consensus already that like this is the best film. I'm
But
not
there's no
sure we
runaway
have that.
best film this year.
There,
Yeah,
I don't sure we
they're
have
all
that.
good.
Last year it was Oppenheimer, and that was obvious, and Everything Everywhere All at Once as well. But I think this
Mhm.
year we have to look at who is passionate about what. And I'm Still Here is got a lot of passion. I'm surprised it even made it to Best Picture,
What
but
is it
it's
about?
Brazil. It's about this man who's like kidnapped by the government or something. It's about like how Brazilians have had to deal with like the
Corrupt.
yeah, corrupt government. And so this woman and her family, they're trying to figure out like where the dad is. And I think the story like hits home for a lot of Brazilians whose families have gone through that. And they really campaigned hard to get
Mm,
her and to get this in the best picture. And so with that much passion for them from
Mhm.
the Golden Globes to now, because there wasn't even in the conversation
right,
for the Globes.
right.
I think
I think it might be too late though.
it might be too late for it to win, but I could see a complete unknown winning. I think my
But that's
money would
what,
be on
yeah, that's what we were saying. Which one do you think will win?
it. I think a complete unknown will win.
I need to go see that ASAP then.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay, then let's
Just
go.
because of publicity, just because of the trajectory.
Mhm,
Like everybody's talking about it now. It was released at the right time. It's, like I think,
mhm.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
time.
Let's talk
more
about best
likely than agree.
actor or best actress. Let's just do round robin, and out of the list of best actor and actress, and I'll list them. Quickly name who you think should win versus who you think will win.
Hmm.
And I will start. The best actress nominees are Cynthia Erivo for Wicked,
Hmm.
Carla Sofia Gascon for Emilia Perez, Mikey Madison for Nora, Demi Moore for The Substance, and Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here. What do you girls think?
I think it's rather easy.
Who do you think should win and who do you think will win?
I think Demi Moore will win, and I think she should win.
Nice.
I kind of am leaning towards that, but I think Demi will win, but I'm still gonna rock with my girl Mikey.
Same.
Is
Ditto.
that your final answer too, which is
Yes, I
Demi?
think I would not be mad at the me winning.
No,
I would
of
be
course.
happy to see her win. I would love to hear her speech, but I did like Mikey's performance better, and I would love to see her take it. I haven't seen I'm Still Here yet, and again, I'm considering this passion behind Fernanda Torres. So I wouldn't count her out.
Let's try and see it before the next
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
Okay, for Best Actor, we have a list of Adrian Brody for The Brutalist,
Mm-hmm.
Chalamet for A Complete Unknown,
Right.
Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing, Ray Fiennes for Conclave, and Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice. And I will go first, and I think that Timothy Chalamet is going to win for A Complete Unknown, but I am rooting for Coleman Domingo in Sing Sing.
Yep.
What about you girls?
I think, considering the findings of the Brutalist, that Timothy Chalamet will win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm actually rooting for Sebastian Stan because I thought his performance
Mm.
was amazing, top
Actually,
notch.
not wrong. His performance was crazy
It was
good.
so
Like,
It was so
nuanced.
good. I mean,
It was
he
really
didn't look
good.
like him at all, but he got the mannerisms, his facial, like everything. He,
everything
I
but
think if you look at pictures of Trump when he was younger, though, I think they got the look pretty close too.
yeah,
he did
but
good.
you could tell he did his homework.
Yeah.
And the way you saw the
Talented
progression,
actor.
you saw him practicing that persona that we see today. And it was
Hmm.
great.
Mhm.
It was wild. I thought the film was a lot. I
Hmm.
wouldn't say that I liked it because I don't like the subject, but I think it was a really good depiction of that part of his life. I could see
Hmm.
also why he didn't want that film to be seen, with the terrible
Right.
things that he did to his wife, and others. But I think Sebastian Stan really knocked it out of the park. So I would not be mad if he won.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't think it's likely. Timothy Chalamet will win. I think he should win, but I also really would love for Coleman Domingo to win. Sing Sing, he was the heart and soul of that movie. Him and Clarence McLean. So, and he just shows so much range. And then they're doing Shakespeare. They're freaking doing Hamlet, and Hamlet was my
Your
first
favorite.
play.
That's your play.
Seventh
I had to
grade.
stop myself from doing the to be or not to be monologue with both of them
In the
because
theater.
they both do it. Yeah,
I was
it's
so mad. I got stuck with Horatio, the best
um
friend.
yeah.
I don't think I even did that.
It was a seventh grade like play, and they were like, girls, you try out for Ophelia, and I was like, I don't like Ophelia. She's silly and stupid. Can I be Hamlet?
I tried out for Ophelia. I gave a really great performance also. I think she just didn't like me.
Mm, maybe
I don't think I tried out at all.
that
I,
sucks.
But everybody in the classes couldn't be in the play. So
But do you all remember when they posted the cast list? When one of my classmates, Eddie, was like, well, "She can't play Hamlet. She's a girl and she's black." And the teacher was like, "Eddie, in the hall right now." And we had never heard her yell because she was just like this skinny brunette lady who was just very even keel. But he came back the next day with flowers and an apology. His mom, she called home, and we've been friends. We're friends after
mean,
that. But
we grew up with this kid from like
I know.
preschool.
But he just
yeah, we
was
were the
gagged and
same
goofed.
house.
He just
Yeah.
couldn't comprehend. But then obviously I did the play and
We're
everybody,
jealous because he wanted to be Hamlet.
yeah, yeah. Why are
Real.
you mad?
And
Stay
yeah,
mad.
and you nailed it, to be fair. To be fair,
Thank
you
you.
nailed it.
Thank you.
Did you say who you thought? You said Timothy Chalamet, but also Coleman Domingo would be your winner.
Hmm. But I think Timothy would deserve it too. Again, you guys got to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about supporting actress? For the actress list, we have Monica Barbaro for Complete Unknown,
Hmm.
Ariana Grande for Wicked, Felicity Jones for The Brutalist, Isabella Rossellini for Conclave, Zoe Saldana for Emilia Perez, and that's the list for supporting actress.
So, who wants
I'll
to go?
go first.
Mhm.
I think it's Zoe's year. I think she's going to win hands down. I think she deserves to win. I think that she could even have been in the running for best actress if they spun the whole publicity thing differently. But I know it's a long shot, but I wouldn't mind seeing Ariana win for Wicked.
Yeah, she did kill it. I'm
Mhm.
gonna agree with you, Nick, and say Zoe Saldana for both my answers. I think she will win. I think she deserves to win. And I think what we've been talking about this whole kind of Oscars season is a movie that revolves around an actor or an actress. And I think what's kind of really cool and kind of crazy is that with Emilia Perez, Zoe is the actress for me that the film revolves around, that makes the film compelling, that makes it
Yeah.
watchable, that makes it excellent. And I
Mhm.
think that's definitely why she should take it. And I don't think Carla's going to take it for Best Actress. I think Zoe is really the main star that we've been overlooking.
Well, I don't think she's been overlooked per se. I mean, as far as main star, but
Right.
she's winning a lot leading up to this.
That's
I think it's a safe bet. I think best supporting on both actor and actress is already wrapped up. I think it's going to be Zoe, but I wouldn't be mad in Ariana upset. In early days, I thought it was more likely. Now it's seeming like maybe not. But
What
I
about
think
Monica Barbaro? You said she did really good for a complete unknown, right?
she did, but I think it's not, it's not up there with
Okay.
Glinda and the Zoe's character. Rita, was it Rita? What's her
I
character?
think it was Rita.
It's not up there quite there, in my view, and she's not as um, central as these. I mean, really, Ariana and Zoe, those are both like co-leads.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. But I think that's why Felicity doesn't have a chance. She comes in towards the end of the Brutalist. There was some question whether she would even make it on nomination day because people don't finish the Brutalist. So they might not even see her by the time
You
she
might
comes
see
in,
that. Oh, wow.
once he gets to America.
People aren't finishing it.
No,
Oh, 3 hours?
people leave after the intermission.
And
And
there's
some people say that's
intermission?
when they should like cut it off because the second half is what really struggles. And
Okay,
quarters.
for best supporting actor, we have
Mhm.
Yura Borsov for Nora, Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain, Edward Norton for Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce for The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice. To me, this is a harder list. I know people are really looking at Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain, but having seen
The Apprentice.
the not The Apprentice, having seen what was the show that he was in? Um,
Succession.
Succession.
Having seen Succession, I do feel like that character is kind of similar
Hmm.
and it's kind of his personality.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna vote for the dark horse, Yura Borsov and Honora and stay consistent. But I do think that there might be an upset and Edward Norton for a complete unknown might take it. What do you girls think?
Yeah, no way Euro gets it, girl. I'm
I
Yeah,
said
he's
sorry.
that's
not.
who That's who I like for it. But I
Okay,
think if there's an upset, it would be Edward Norton, a complete
gotcha.
unknown, who takes it out of Kieran Culkin's paws.
I
So
don't
you're
know. It
saying,
could be Jeremy Strong too.
I think if someone upsets Kieran, it will be Guy Pearce or Jeremy Strong. It's not Edward Norton because out of a complete unknown, he is not the one everyone's gagged over. It's Timothy. So I think Timothy will win. I think the other two are lucky to be here. But
This is for a supporting though.
yeah,
Yeah,
So you think Kieran was just really gonna take it out
I
of
think he's
all
gonna
these
take
five?
it.
I think everybody already decided it's
It's
going to be
already
cute.
decided. Hmm.
Not even really thinking about
Yeah,
considering the list. They're just saying, okay, Kieran.
yeah.
Well,
But I'm rooting for Jeremy Strong.
Hmm. And I
I
think Guy Pearce actually has a strong case for it too. Again, we haven't seen the Brutalist, but apparently he does really great work in that and is amazing.
The Apprentice was really good too. That was some really good.
Oh yeah.
Like he was a good offset to Sebastian Stan's character.
Hmm.
And their storyline just got really, really intense by the end. So I
Yeah.
back I back that choice, Nick, for
Well,
Jeremy.
and also,
The Academy loves a biopic. They love when people portray actual real people. That
Hmm.
kind of gives you a little boost.
Hmm. And he
well, and two, a lot of talk on the internets is that you have two of the Succession actors in the same category. They played brothers on the show, but a lot of the internet thinks that the wrong brother is winning.
hmm
Everybody's giving it to Kieran, and people think that the one who really deserves all the praise is Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice. So this should be fun on Oscar night to see that, where it
Mhm.
shows you when they announce the winner.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see both their boxes,
Yeah.
especially if Jeremy wins instead. I mean, I might vote for Jeremy. If I'm voting, I might vote for him just for the messiness of it.
Just for the plot, for the
I'm just
plot.
being.
Now,
Mhm.
should we start talking about what we're gonna wear for Oscar night, or
Yes,
should we have a
Mm.
Hollywood glam night?
definitely
For the
should.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm here for that.
yeah.
I concur.
Let's do this, girls. And this is letting everyone in on some of our little fun ideas that we do, just the three of us. Why don't we do some research on what people have been wearing on the red carpets this season? What's hot? What's not?
Hmm.
come up with our own red carpet fit. Well, of course, for the, you know,
Mhm.
Lay person.
yeah. Nothing too extravagant, something out of the closet for sure. Um, but
Oh, yes.
and see who's dressing like us, who got something similar to us, or who we kind of what style we picked that is hot right now. I've noticed that the red blush is making a comeback.
I
And
see it on your
it's
cheeks
going
right
well.
now.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm. I
That's
think I think
It's pretty
I
red.
think it's helpful for the millennials and Gen Xers. It covers up some sort. I can see that
uh,
being a strategy for sure.
Yes, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see what they wear, and I hope people are take more risks because there was a reflection on the GGs that everybody was playing it safe and doing these old-timey styles that like have been done ad nauseum, and it's like, come up with something new, show
Mhm.
us something innovative. And so hopefully the stylists saw that article and will pull out all the stops to show us, to give
Did
us.
the Screen Actors Guild Awards already air?
Mm-mm. Everything's been pushed back, girl.
Yeah. So we
Okay, still haven't seen that.
we'll see
Mm-mm.
what
I think one more thing before we go, we should shout out, send our love and prayers and well wishes to all those who've been affected by those
yeah.
wildfires in LA to
Mm-hmm.
delay all these proceedings in the first place.
Yep.
It's really sad, like, losing your home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, just regardless of the circumstance, and fires are scary. Like,
Yeah.
that's really scary. But to lose your home and just be displaced, like, what are you going to do? You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people in that situation right now.
A lot of them.
It
It's
I
hit
almost
the
like the
rich people and
hurricanes.
the poor people.
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok where they had the fire starting. It was on their like doorbell, the little camera that you have on your doorbell. And
Hmm.
she was calling her husband. She said, "Honey, get out here. Come out here now." And you can see the camera. You can see that there's a little bit of a flame starting across this big ravine from their porch. And then the fire starts. And she's like, "Come out here now." She doesn't even tell him what it is, but by the time he gets there, it's become this whole, like in the distance, this whole thing engulfing a couple trees. Then it starts to move to the left, and you just hear, and it comes back and it gives you time stamps like 10, 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, 45 minutes later. It's already kind of approaching around and coming to their neighborhood. And in each clip, you can just hear the man saying, "Oh no, 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 no," as it gets closer and closer to the house. It was just devastating. It was like,
Oh
I
my
can't
God.
imagine the experience of seeing it coming
Yeah, I mean,
out.
you don't want to leave.
No.
I mean, your house is where
Yeah.
you feel safe,
Yeah.
but eventually they have to make that decision that
Yep.
it's not safe anymore.
Yeah.
Ugh, how
Yeah.
Sending
devastating.
them all the
Well,
love and prayers. And
Mhm.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I hope they raise a shit ton of money at this Oscars to help those people, you know,
Yeah.
in the rescue efforts and the restoration efforts.
Mhm.
It's going to take quite a bit, but they're
And
saying
that
that's
they
why a
stop,
lot of
that they end the fires somehow. I mean,
I
well,
think they
that's why
said
a
that the
lot of
wind.
filming has moved from Hollywood.
Mhm.
Like they're not even a lot of productions aren't even risking the whole fire stuff. They're going to New
going to Texas
Mexico
and
or
Atlanta. Yeah.
Anna has
mhm.
some really good filming. But I heard that the windstorms that caused this are kind of pretty much done for now. And
Mhm.
they
It
see
keeps the
relief.
cameras.
Yeah, they see a relief in the next week or so with not having more fires started, because I think another fire did just start recently.
God,
Yeah.
But
It's like,
now they're
come
thinking,
on.
yeah, but it's a desert.
it
That's
is essentially. Do we
uh,
say best director? We're saving that for another one.
we didn't say best director, but I think we talked about movies so long that I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I think whoever wins best film will most likely be best director also.
Yeah.
It doesn't always go together these
It
days.
doesn't always go that way, but a lot of times it does.
But I
Hmm.
think with best director, the thing that would inform directing would also be screenplays and stuff like that. Like if The Substance wins original screenplay and Demi wins Best Actress, I think that's leaning more towards The Substance winning Best Director and Best
Mhm.
Film.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If the different components are coming together like that. But I guess we'll just see how the voting goes.
Yeah.
All right, girls.
All right, girls,
Well,
well, we'll resume and go down next time. What are we gonna do? Go down the list of the ballot, perhaps?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think next time we could talk about director, screenplay, and maybe even,
Best song. Let's talk about best song.
oh yeah, because
Yeah.
random ones got in. This is going to be an interesting year for song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
A
think
whole
Wild
other
Robot,
conversation. Yes, for
I,
sure.
Wild
you know,
Robot got in
hopefully, I
for,
mean, that's one of my favorite parts is seeing the performances at the Oscars of the best song nominations.
Mhm.
but they're cutting that this year.
What?
They
What?
Yes.
Why?
maybe only you were the one who liked it. Maybe other people didn't love it.
I think this year the songs aren't, I mean, I'm Just Ken was a showstopper.
You can't top that.
No, yeah, it's like, how are you gonna follow I'm Just Ken with El Mal? Nah. I don't know that any of the songs this year are uh like,
Performable like that.
yeah. Um, so I don't know. It's kind of sad, but honestly, I would love them to just do songs from Wicked or A Complete
Um,
Unknown. I mean, everybody's singing this year. Three of these things are freaking musicals, so just
yeah.
do.
Or get them all to do like one big number that has nothing
Mm-hmm.
to do with any of the songs, or like a big medley.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, yes.
All right. Well,
All right,
thanks for
girls.
listening, and we'll see you next time on The Power of Three.
Till next
Yes.
time. Bye.
Bye.